Hello, welcome to the first in the brand new NCFE 20-minute theorist T-level series. This series aims to break down each of the theoretical and pedagogical approaches covered in the Education and Early Years T-level into bite-sized videos in tutor and student-friendly formats. Today's 20-minute session will support understanding of the what you need to teach aspect of the qualification specification. This will support in teaching and learning and formative assessment activities of Element 2, supporting education. In this video, over the next 20 minutes, we will focus on point 2.3, humanism theory. So let's have a look at what will be covered in today's session on humanism theory. We will define the key principles, explain pedagogical approaches, explore evidence which supports humanism theory, and throughout this video, we will shine a spotlight on important terms and Tier 3 vocabulary. At the end of the video, links will be made to teaching and learning activities to support the delivery knowledge point 2.3 with relation to humanism theory. So let's begin. Let's start by exploring the key principles of humanism theory. Holistic learning. Individuals construct knowledge in their context of own learning using feelings, values, and experiences. Feelings are as important as knowledge in the learning process. Student-centred. This is translated for all ages into teaching and learning and to think about facilitating the learning rather than delivering it. This is something that education in early years means getting to know the students, children or young people and ensuring the planning and learning is individual to each person. This might be by making sure that they are mixed learning styles considered, that there is opportunity for all students to participate and reach their potential in their way of learning. Then we have self-actualization. This may be remembered from work completed on development and Maslow's hierarchy of needs. Self-actualization is a student's personal potential fulfilled when physical and affective needs have been met. For example, a student who hasn't had breakfast may come into the classroom feeling hungry, and until that need has been met, learning may not happen at their normal rate. They might not absorb the information from that day's learning. Agency is about having the freedom to express opinions and being part of the learning process. This evokes feelings of value and creativity can flourish. Students, all humans, are likely to succeed if they feel a part of something rather than there being no options or freedom. The first pedagogical approach is student-initiated learning and thinking about how this could be implemented in both education and early years. The student is given freedom to select their learning materials and manage their own progress. Learning decisions can rest with the student, not with the teacher. Holistic. The teacher considers the student's whole being, including home environment and other factors which could impact on learning. The teacher acts as a coach, helping students to achieve their goals. The teacher creates an environment in which students feel physically and emotionally safe and can focus on learning. What does the classroom look and feel like, both in the physical environment and the relational environment? How can this be adapted for different scenarios, such as online learning? What are the key instant recalls of humanism? Create a knowledge organiser for the class. So, we've explored approaches. Now let's discuss the evidence which supports these approaches in practice. You can see the underpinning evidence on the screen. Malaguzzi's 100 Languages of a Child, Paulo Freire's Pedagogy of the Oppressed, Bronfenbrenner's Ecological System, the United Nations Convention on the Rights of the Child, Maslow's Hierarchy of Needs, and Carl Rogers' Freedom to Learn. Have a think about the 100 languages of a child. When we think about language, we automatically think about the spoken word or expression through body language. Malaguzzi looked at how children express themselves, how they communicate in so many unique and innovative ways, and that we should have an environment that welcomes, appreciates, and enables such expression, and does not restrict or limit a child's expression. Malaguzzi inspired the Reggio Emilia approach to preschool experiences, and his work concerning the 100 languages is not a numerical statistic, but a way of emphasising that there are so many ways that children express themselves and take on board learning. Indeed, there may be more than 100, as we are all unique. List all of the ways that children express themselves that you have observed. Despite the initial grim feeling the title of Freire's book, Pedagogy of the Oppressed, may evoke, once we consider the message of education for all, regardless of background, and an appreciation of an interactive classroom rather than one of potential rote instructional learning, we can begin to acknowledge the enlightenment of an education. The move away from a quiet classroom with little questioning invited the learners to one which allowed the teacher to be questioned and for discussion to be had, began to remove barriers to move innovative, interactive learning, truly significant at the time and in the context of Freire's work. The suggestion that education can offer hope and freedom to raise aspirations and escape struggles of disadvantage. What are the initial thoughts about this underpinning evidence? The 5 ecological systems by Bronfenbrenner suggested that the environment of the child is a nested arrangement of structures, each contained within the next. He organised them in order of how much of an impact they have on a child. This is referred to as 5 ecological systems, and a diagram often offers the best insight. A suggestion to pause the video now to explore this theory further using the group activity taken from the tutor pack. In small groups, pairs, or independently, discuss or reflect upon the illustrated model. What is your interpretation of how the different layers, the different connections impact children? How does it make you feel about the significance of each one? Think about things from different perspectives. For example, for the position of the child to the role of the adult in each of the layers. Do you think the experiences in one layer can impact the other? Why do you think this? And then share your findings with your peers. The UNCRC identifies 45 rights that all children and young people have, regardless of where they live or their personal circumstances. There are 4 articles in the Convention that are seen as special. They're known as the general principles, and they help to interpret all the other articles and play a fundamental role in realising all the rights in the Convention for all the children. And they are non-discrimination, best interest of the child, right to survival and development, and the right to be heard. Maslow's hierarchy of needs is well known, and when applied to learning, we can tune in to how we learn and how this could affect our practice. For example, when entering the classroom for the first time as a student, how did you feel? What did you need? Whilst this changes over time and we learn to adapt to certain situations, we can begin to become more attuned to the children's needs, whatever the age you work with. Rogers has perhaps been most influential to techniques involved in counselling. However, the features he discusses can be attributed to effective person-centred practice in education. Rogers' work places the learner at the core of the process. This demands that the learner's individual learning needs and personal circumstances are appreciated to ensure an effective and engaging learning process that is meaningful for the learner. This is often referred to as experiential learning, involving the learner in all aspects of the learning process, including evaluation and reflection. Pause the video and use the questions to tune in and reflect on environments that have been the best fit for you. Confident understanding of the vocabulary puts you in a strong position for core exams and for professional discussions. Using theory to support your practical activities and planning, teaching and assessment demonstrates a deep level of understanding of child development and learning principles. Here are a few on the screen. Tutor packs have been created with group and individual tasks to support the teaching and learning for 2.3. The activity packs also have information regarding certain areas of the section, and they also have links for further reading. As you can see here on the screen, there are links to the EYFS speaking about prime and specific areas of development to support with the observation, assessment and planning cycle. So let's reflect on what has been discussed in this 20-minute theorist episode. The key principles of humanism theory, an explanation of pedagogical approaches and their application, and an exploration of evidence used to underpin the theory, taking into account vocabulary and/or models, and also activities to support making the links between theory and practice. Finally, feedback and evaluation can be given using the QR code on the screen. This helps us know what you enjoyed and what we can improve next time. I hope the objectives of the session were achieved and that attending the session was valuable and will have a positive impact on your teaching and learning. Thank you.